Okay, Mark Heath here with Suffolk's very own British heavyweight champion Fabio Wardley at Suffolk Punch Boxing Gym, just days away from flying out to Saudi for a huge fight with David Adeleye. British Commonwealth titles on the line. Thanks for having us down, first of all, Fab. And I want to start, before we get onto that massive fight out in Saudi, I realised it was about 5 years ago, almost to the day, that we were stood over there. I was doing my first video interview with you. You just signed with Dillian White. I think you were 4-0 at the time, but you're frustrated not being able to get fights. And since then, you've become kind of a big deal. You've won English, British heavyweight titles in the ring, outside of the ring. You're flying first class. You're driving a Range around. You're sitting in director's box at Portman Road. What's that been like, mate? How's life changed for you?
It's wild, isn't it? Life comes at you fast, I think. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride, and I've been holding on tight and just enjoying it for what it is. It's been great. We've had some great moments, some great fights. So long may it continue, really, and moving on to bigger things as each fight goes on. Like this next one is massive. So it's just been wild. I've not actually. I don't think I've given myself a proper kind of 5 minutes to sit back and go, oh, Carl, actually, you're not doing half bad. Yeah,
and there's a famous quote, isn't there, from Marvin Hagler about it being tough to get out of bed to do road work at 6 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk sheets. Now, I'm not suggesting you're sleeping in silk sheets, but does it impact on your motivation? Do you get a taste of that life and you want more of it, sort of thing?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think you realise, you break through kind of old ceilings of where you thought you was, and now because you pop your head up and you look and you go, oh, actually, I can really do some big things here. And I think initially when I first started out, I was like, oh, I just want to get to kind of this milestone or that milestone, and then I've kind of smashed through most of those, and then I've gone, hang on, we can actually really kick on and do something massive here. So sky's the limit, really. There's no point setting goals anymore, because when I do previously, I just usually smash them up. So it's just about keeping focused, get your head down and get the work done.
Right, and next up, of course, you're off to Saudi Arabia to fight David Adeleye with multiple belts on the line, including your British heavyweight title belt, Commonwealth title as well. You could win that, and a couple of other belts, WBO, I think. First of all, how did this fight come about? Because obviously this is on a Frank Warren card, on the chief support to Tyson Fury. So how's this fight been made?
Well, Adeleye was mandated for my British title. So that's originally how the fight itself came about. The board said basically you have to fight him. So I was like, no problem. That was easy enough to arrange, to put together. And then the fact that this card was looming anyway, it was a big card, and we knew it was in the background. So it just kind of, the timing went together well. That fight had been mandated, and then the Fury and Ngannou card was in the background. And we knew they had to all go together. So we had a chat with Frank and the team and my team and stuff, and we put it all together, and it's worked out really well for everyone involved, really, because it's a massive fight on a massive card. And I know a few people were a bit umming and ahhing about the main event itself, because it's that crossover kind of thing. But then you stick a real purist boxing fight as the chief support, and everyone's happy, everyone's satisfied, they all get what they're looking for. Yeah,
this is definitely a real fight on a good card. I was reading quotes from Frank Warren earlier, who said he doesn't think that there's ever been a British heavyweight title fight with as many eyes on it as this, given the Fury and Ngannou fight at the top of the card. What do you think of it as a fight and Adeleye as an opponent?
Yeah, I think Frank's right in that sense. Definitely, it's going to be a real spectacle. There's going to be loads of people, so many watching the fight, and obviously we're in prime position to be in chief support. But you've got to have a good dance partner. So I'm hoping Adeleye turns up and he shows up and wants to put on a performance for the fans and wants to show people, really, because we're getting a good opportunity to showcase ourselves and British boxing as well on a global stage. So you've got to have the right person to kind of tango with you. We all know me and my style, and that I like to get stuck in. I don't mind having a go and a back and forth. So hopefully he turns up and wants to do the same thing.
Is that the kind of fight you're hoping? Because you both, I think you both won every fight apart from one by knockout. So you're expecting to be a bit of a shootout? Yeah,
definitely. It's clear that from our records, we've both got power. We can both bang. So I'm always showing that I'm happy to stand in the middle and trade it out and see who comes out on top. So he hasn't been through those kind of moments as of yet. We've not seen that side of him. So maybe this stage will bring it out of him.
He's not really been in it with the class of fight that you have, though, has he? When you look at your record compared to his, there's none of the names on his record like you've got on yours.
No, there is quite a big gap between quality, I think.
Yeah.
We may have similar records in terms of numbers and knockouts and things like that, but in terms of quality of opponents, I think there's quite a distinct difference. I think that much is obvious. But who knows? Maybe I'm the one to bring it out of him and make him really want to go for it and get stuck into it on the night.
Talking about getting stuck in, there was a kerfuffle on the red carpet when this fight was launched, which made a lot of headlines, as you'd expect. You ended up with a little cut eyebrow. What was all that about?
Yeah, well, it's a great question. That's the thing. What was it all about?
Yeah.
I think it was just a few people getting a bit overexcited about themselves. It was just a bit of a silly thing, really. Like, it didn't need to be happen. There was no need for that kind of extra sauce to be thrown on top of what was already a great fight and a great event. So I think it just goes to show some people aren't particularly comfortable in being in those environments or being on those big stages. They get a bit twitchy and get a bit nervous and whatever. But it's done now. It is whatever. The fight's still going ahead. We're still happy to kick on. So yeah, that's the main thing to focus on.
Okay, well, that's the Adeleye fight. Let's talk also about the Frazer Clarke fight, which is what we thought was going to be next for you. Sounded like it was being lined up. We even had preliminary talks about it being at Portman Road, I believe. You were there with Eddie, weren't you? Is that what you still want to happen after this one, Frazer Clarke?
Whether I want to or not, yeah. Like I just want to be in good fights, and I don't want them to be a fuss to make. I want them to be simple, clean, easy. Just no back and forth, no fussing and fighting. Just let's get it done and let's crack on. So as long as it's easy to make and there's not a big hoo-ha like there was last time.
What happened with that last time?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. There was there's many sides to the story. Depends who you speak to.
Yeah.
But either way, the ultimate conclusion was the fight didn't happen. Which was a big waste of time for me and for everyone involved. So the Frazer Clarke fight's a great fight. Definitely someone I'm interested in fighting. A good, credible opponent for another defence of my British title. But like I said, as long as it's easy to make, I'm happy to do it whenever, and then we can maybe try and tick it off at Portman Road as well and do the big one there.
Well, this is what everyone will want me to ask you about, Portman Road. We know that you were there with Eddie Hearn, meeting with Mark Ashton, potentially about you fighting there, which would be incredible. How far do you think we are away from that? Because every time I feel like I've been speaking to you, even dating back a few years now, we've been talking about that. You said it's a dream for you. Obviously an Ipswich lad, Ipswich Town fan. How far away could that be?
I don't think it's very far at all. Nah, not far at all. It's definitely something that, like, I'm down the club a lot now, and Mark's always in my ear and on me about it and wants it to get done. So the club is very much on board and very much behind it. They really want it to happen. But again, you need the right fight, the right moment, needs the right building for it to really be the spectacle it deserves to be. So hopefully we can get that sorted. But it's looking very likely. Like, the fight with me and Frazer is bubbling. It's had its back and forth moments and stuff. So there's a lot there that can help build into a great fight.
And we've seen Ed Sheeran, of course, sponsoring the club. He's been in the dressing room at Ipswich Town singing. We need to get Ed to one of your fights, don't we?
Yeah, I think we do. Maybe that's the other thing we need for the Portman Road, is to make sure Ed's around and make sure we can get him down and sing me out or something like that. Maybe we need him to make something a bit more aggressive for the fight night, but I'm sure we can come up with
little remix of Simon Says maybe with Ed Sheeran walking you out. Let's finish then, Fab, with a prediction for the Adeleye fight. You're flying out to Saudi a couple of days' time. Huge card, loads of eyes on you. How's it going to go down?
I think it's going to be an interesting one. I'm hoping he comes out and wants to get stuck in and wants to have a fight, because that's what I want to do. I want to put on a show. I don't go on shows like this or massive events like this to just be one of the undercard fights that no one pays attention to. I want to try and steal the show.
Yeah.
You need the right dance partner for that. So hopefully he meets me in the centre of the ring and we can swing it out and my hand gets raised.
Excellent. Best of luck, Fab. Thanks so much for having us. So that's Fabio Wardley, David Adeleye, Saudi Arabia, October the 28th. Do not miss it.